The Warriors and the Kings. Mark and I were talking before we hit the go live button here. We were discussing the fact that we committed to Tuesday nights, the I-80 crossover. Bleav in Kings host Mark Haynes, Golden Daze host yours truly, Cyrus Saatsaz. And then like the Warriors and Kings, I feel like play every goddamn week on a Tuesday. Now the good news is they're off tonight. They're both off next week, and they're both off 3 weeks from now. So we have some episodes coming up. Mark Haynes, how the hell are you doing, brother? It's always great to see you, man.
Man, it's been a while. It's actually been too long. But yeah, likewise. I'm
Agreed.
happy to see you. Happy to talk about the Kings and the Warriors with you. And yeah, I'm excited as always.
The 9 p.m. start time hits different when it's mid-December versus I think the last time we did a show like this. It's been like a month or two, man. Like I feel like the world was very different from
it was, man.
Dark.
And yeah, the weather is crazy. We was talking about that earlier. It's like, it's real dark and gloomy. It's like we're in Gotham City or something.
I just want to go to sleep. I just want to like bundle up and just say, "What's up, everybody? Good night." I'm just gonna fall asleep right here.
That's it. Y'all can listen to us snore.
It's just cold, man. And I'm guessing like when it's dry, it gets even colder. And Sac, it gets hot in the summers. It also gets damn freezing cold in the winter. And I don't know if it's that far off to be analogous in talking about the cold and just being borderline miserable, and then talking about our teams, the Golden State Warriors, the Sacramento Kings. This has not been a beautiful start to the season for either squad. I know the Warriors are at least a game above 500, but this is a team that's aspiring for championships, Mark. And then the Kings, oh boy, do we have a lot to talk about. How is the scene at I was about to call it Arco. How is the scene at Golden One? Is morale good there? Are the fans still pumped? Is it depressing? What's the ambiance like at Golden One Center before we jump into this? I'm curious.
You actually had it right. You was like, what's the scene at, like, when you brought up Arco? It's very similar to Arco. It's dead. It is not the same. This is, in my time of covering the Kings, this is the worst that the environment has been, period. Like, last season was not a good season. That things didn't go the way they hoped for after the De'Aaron Fox trade, bringing Zach LaVine in. It didn't go well, but things have gotten significantly worse. And it's not just on the court, it's not just the record, it's in the arena. The Golden One Center is usually a really, really good arena, whether the team's winning or not. But you seeing, what, about a week ago, you see the super fan, Delvin Carter. Bleav I said it. I think it's Delvin, not Devin, but Delvin Carter got into it with Zach LaVine. He got escorted out of the arena. There's
the fan.
Yeah, the fan.
That was like a few weeks back. Yeah. That was crazy.
And it's just been ugly, man. It's been, the team has got booed multiple times, and I can't remember that happening, in the last few seasons or whatnot. And this is becoming a regular thing. Fans are upset, rightfully so. But it's just been a tough start to this season. And I don't know if it's going to get better. I think it will eventually, but not this season.
So, and the incident you're referring to, there was like a Sacramento Kings super fan. I mean, the dude dresses top to bottom in Kings swag. Like, he's a passionate fan, dropping major ducats for those courtside seats. And it's true? Like, he got the footage of him getting escorted, yelling at Zach LaVine, that went everywhere. That was viral. But we never really got or at least I never got the clear-cut answer as to what was going on there. Was it literally him just pissed off that Zach LaVine was basically not playing any defense? Is that how the story went?
Well, from my understanding, it wasn't necessarily Zach per se, but Zach took offense to him saying, kind of, because he's sitting right there behind the bench, so the players could hear. And Zach turned around and responded. So then it turned to directly at Zach, which Zach was one of the main guys. I think at first he was confronting the team. But Zach, he turned around, he told him to go home, and that's what kind of set him off. And it was like, well, you ain't this, you didn't do this, you didn't do that, blah blah. That's how it all came to Zach. But I think it was just an overall frustration with the Kings originally, because yeah, he's one of the guys that's out there every single night, like you said, dressed in black and purple or whatever. He's always in different. He's a clothing designer, so he always have like exclusive, Sacramento King stuff or whatever, whatnot. And you know, he said he was standing up for the fans. As big of a fan as he is, he wants his team to play hard, and that's all you could ask for. When
Yeah.
you're going to support your team, like the last year or two, whenever Kings had bad stretches, even the seven or eight game losing streak before firing Mike Brown or whatever, things were terrible. It was horrible, but it still appeared the guys were playing hard. The guys were trying to win, and at times this year, it just doesn't seem like enough people care. So it's a strange time in Golden One Center because you're seeing a lot of empty seats. It's a lot quieter than normal, and it's strange. And I actually asked a couple of people who covered the Kings longer than I have, and I was like, I was like, this is the worst I've ever seen.
Who
You
has
know,
covered the Kings longer than you? I can't think of one person.
well, well, you got guys like James Ham with ESPN, Jason Anderson at the Sacramento Bee, my co-host Jeremiah Solomon. They all been here pretty close to a decade or so or whatever. But when I and my colleague Marty O'Cannon, who's been he's a columnist for the Sacramento Observer, and he's covered the Kings and basketball for like 40, 50 years or whatever. He's been there for a long time. He was the only one who said this wasn't the worst time. He brought up a time like 40 years ago. But
Oh, yeah, well,
everybody else says that this is the worst.
yeah. I think it's look. I've been a Warriors fan my entire life, but I've been watching the NBA since mid '80s, and that includes the Warriors. And look. Anyone who thinks what's going on with the Kings right now is worse than the whole existence of the franchise before Chris Webber and Mike Bibby and all that, those were legitimately dark days. Like the Warriors and the Kings were routinely like piggybacking. It was those two and the Clippers. They represented the bottom of the barrel for NBA basketball, man. Like I can't imagine. Look, you guys have a nice arena. You have some young prospects. Like anybody who says this is worse than like 1995 Sacramento Kings basketball when you had Mitch Richmond and what Kenny the Jet Smith was actually he was there before the Rockets, but there was just the Kings would have like one piece here and there surrounded by just utter nonsense, man, in terms of just personnel. No, it was not darker. This is not darker than that era. That era was really dark. And and the crazy part is Arco would still fill up. Like Arco Arena would still have fans showing up. But so that incident where the guy was like pointed, it was like he was animated. Is he banned for life, or is he back in the arena now and he got a second chance?
He's back. He was there the next game, I believe. Yeah, so he's good. I'm sure they had a talk, and he's back. He's back in the Sacramento Kings gear, and trying to pump up his team. It's not cheering for your team now it's like they're trying to pump the Kings up. Because and like back to like when they talked about how bad it was or whatever, the difference they were saying, which I can kind of understand, but I'm with you on that. It's no way it was worse than then. But they were like, there was no expectation at that point. There was no like hope that it was like we're going.
This is
they're like we thought we had something. We thought, just like I thought they would get over 35 games this season. And
I follow. That.
So I get it. And like you said, it's heartbreaking, and that's what's happening this season. This is very heartbreaking. You got names like DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, Domantas Sabonis, Keegan Murray, Malik Monk, Dennis Schroeder, Russell Westbrook, and then you get this, whatever this is. I can't even think of a word for it, but
expectations can be the devil, because without expectations, there is no disappointment, right? And you're just, so you come into a season with an awful team, and every good thing that happens is a reason to celebrate, and the bad things are just, they're par for course. But yeah, you're right. The Kings, if you had expectations, this is heartbreaking. The Golden State Warriors, one game above 500. We're going to talk about both our clubs. The Jonathan Kuminga situation with Steve Kerr. I can't believe we're in year 5 of this. And Kerr spoke a little bit today, providing even more detail. We'll talk about that in terms of why Kuminga got the non-injury DNP. And Mark, again, for folks who are unfamiliar, you and I do this show every Tuesday. It's the I-80 crossover. We're dual streaming on both the Bleav in Kings broadcast and here and Golden Daze. Honestly, Mark, I would do this with you every day. I'd ask you to come. You and I just do a 5-day week, full time. We're co-hosting each other. We just come up with a name of a show that's just separate. But Mark, you're not a star, man. And I can only do this 5 days a week with a star. You're not a star, I got to roll with momentum. I got to roll with what's working. I mean, no disrespect. All right. None. I mean, this is, you're not a star, buddy. You're not a star. What are you going to do?
Now I think I just have to retire now. Like,
or maybe you can get traded. Or maybe you get traded.
You know what? Yeah. Let's see if I get traded to another show. if my value didn't go all the way out the window.
So we're joking. Obviously, that's a playoff. Steve Kerr denigrating Jonathan Kuminga, saying he's not a star, so he's not obligated to routinely play him. Just an unnecessary pot shot at one of his players in a rift that, again, we're in year 5. I trade this guy. Can he go to the Kings? I know the Kings want him. Let's talk about it. It's Bleav in Kings, it's Golden Daze, and we're powered by FanDuel. Welcome to the I-80 crossover. Mark Haynes, you can follow him on, I Bleav, all social media platforms at markhaynesnba. Super simple, whether it's Instagram, Threads, Twitter, Mark Haynes NBA. That's the handle. You can follow me on Instagram and Threads at Dog Wild, over on Twitter at Surf Journalist, the program on both platforms at Golden Daze Pod. And the NBA right now is an NBA Cup season. Our sponsor, FanDuel, I'm looking at the sports book right now. I highly doubt. Do the Kings resume action Friday just like the Warriors? Is that their next game?
We got Thursday.
Okay. And you play the Denver Nuggets. God damn. So both the Warriors and the Kings have some tough matchups coming up, but they also get some days off again because of the NBA Cup. And the line. So the line for Friday's Warriors T-Wolves game is not available. But the line for the Nuggets and the Kings, they're playing at Golden One Center. This is Thursday night. That is available. And the Nuggets are favored by 9 points. The Kings 9-point underdogs. If you want to bet on the Kings outright, it's plus 280. That's the money line. The OU 239.5, courtesy of the FanDuel Sportsbook. And Mark, I want to get your perspective. First of all, someone in the chat said something that I want to push strongly back on. It was and I did not highlight it, which is my fault. But it's right here. This is courtesy of Ed Wands 92 saying all of JK's fans are here right now. And Edward, you're missing the big picture point in regards to gripes about Steve Kerr. You could swap out Jonathan Kuminga for any other young player, and the rhetoric's going to be the same. This is not about Kuminga and being a fan of his. This is about a coach and the decisions that he's making to develop a player or lack thereof. This star comment I thought was particularly egregious on this front, Mark, and I really want to get your perspective. He said that he's not going to play Kuminga consistently. Like Kuminga's not getting the guaranteed appearances, the guaranteed minutes, because he's not a star. Which again is just a really fascinating clip. And Mark, I don't think you've even seen this clip yet. Let's play it again for folks who missed it first, because it was so mind blowing and so shocking. I couldn't believe how candid he was, and I couldn't believe how disrespectful he was. And this was again. Steve Kerr, this was following the Golden State Warriors blowing out the Chicago Bulls Sunday night, and he was asked about the Jonathan Kuminga DNP, and I want to explain why the comment is egregious. I'm gonna get into details, and I also would love to hear Mark's perspective on it as a relative outsider. You used to cover the Golden State Warriors with clutch points. You cover the Sacramento Kings now, but you're very familiar with the whole scene. I mean, you've interviewed Kerr yourself. So this was Kerr following the game explaining why Kuminga got the DNP and the star comment as his reasoning, which again, just insane. Here's Kerr.
Just got to keep going, just like everybody else who's in this position. And it happens to everybody, pretty much, other than the stars. Guys come in and out of the rotation depending on, who's available, how the team's playing. Really wanted to get Guy. I think the way Guy has played the last couple of nights, after what he did down the stretch last year, you see the impact he makes with his energy. And then obviously getting Melt back. We've got and Pat's emergence. I mean, we've got a lot of mouths to feed, and tonight this is what we decided to do.
Steve, to follow up on that, why was it tonight? Why was it this game that you decided to make the move?
Just because of the way our team looks, and Jimmy came back tonight. JK started last night. They play the same position. I like the group the last couple of nights, the bench group. Pat, Melt, Philly. We got a lot of bodies, and so with Jimmy coming back tonight, it made sense to play the other guys because they complement him really well.
You've always said you're in constant communication with all the guys. How did Jonathan handle when you talked to him?
Yeah, all that stuff is private.
You guys are going to be.
And so that was Kerr's rationale. Now, the star part was mine. Well, first of all, what was your reaction to hearing that? Because that was the first time I think you actually saw that clip.
Yeah, no, I thought it was strange. Just like, similar out here. And I wouldn't even say similar, but it's a similar situation with Keon Ellis here or whatever. Keon Ellis can be playing well or whatever, whatnot. But I think if you were saying that about Keon Ellis, I think it's more valid than saying that about Jonathan Kuminga. I think Jonathan Kuminga is definitely a guy that, you figure out, I don't understand how you go from starting a guy, one game into the very next game. Maybe, obviously Jimmy Butler's going to be the starter, but because Jimmy Butler's back, you're completely out of the rotation. That's, and it's easy to do during a blowout, if you're winning a game. So it's, nobody's like, we can't really make, shout out to Warriors media for, for asking the questions about, JK or whatever. Cause, end of the day, they got the victory, and like, obviously that's what it's all about. But clearly, like, it looks like something else is going on there, which has been for years now. And, I think you're spot on. Like, this is kind of a bizarre way to answer this question.
And here's the issue I have, Mark, and let me know if I'm being crazy here, if I sound biased, because the furthest thing from anything that I have, and I know people are going to disagree with this sentiment, is biased. The only bias I have is Stephen Curry. I have pro Steph bias. That's the extent of it. When it comes to Kuminga, it's not pro Kuminga bias. It's pro give a young player with tremendous potential and opportunity bias. The star thing, this is why I think it's egregious saying that. Steve Kerr has never developed a star, right? He took over the when he took over the Warriors, Steph was already a star. Klay Thompson was already a star. At least he was a burgeoning star on the verge. Draymond Green was probably the only guy who was not a star. They needed David Lee to get injured for Draymond Green to have that opportunity to step in. And even Draymond's not a traditional star. Right. If Draymond Green's on a team where he's not like this complementary piece to a Stephen Curry, I mean, who knows what his career is? What I'm trying to get at here, and you look at slightly or throughout Steve Kerr's career in terms of these stars who've played on his team, right? Like Andre Iguodala, well established by the time Steve Kerr became his head coach. Kevin Durant, already very well established as a star. Andrew Wiggins, the word star might be a stretch, but he was a number one pick who was getting routine minutes with the Minnesota Timberwolves, averaging something like 35 minutes a game, putting up over 20 points a game. And then with the Warriors, you know, he had that one amazing year and he has one all-star game under his belt. And I don't know if when Steve Kerr says star, he means players who have played in the all-star game. Like it begged a lot of follow-up questions, but kudos to Nique Friedel. You mentioned the Warriors media. The two people asking questions in that clip are the two Warriors media contingent who I have respect for because they actually do their job. That's Anthony Slater and Nique Friedel. But any star in this game, any star, and we could happily use any player as an example in terms of what we consider a star. They got minutes to become a star. Yeah. Like they did not start their careers just immediately being consistent players, and that consistency is what earned them the minutes. No, they played through mistakes. They learned through as they're playing. But most importantly, they were playing. Jonathan Kuminga has something like a career 22 minutes per game average, 18th in his draft class, 18th. And how can anybody be a star if you're not given the minutes? And this is the 3 years and counting broken record that keeps getting played here is Steve Kerr wants consistency. He was on the Warriors flagship station today, 95.7 The Game. I have not been able to find that sound clip yet. Otherwise, I would have played it. But Kerr was asked about the DNP, and he said what Kuminga does not deliver is consistency, and that if he delivers consistency, he'll get minutes. But as a young player who came into this game raw as shit, how is he ever going to be a consistent player if he doesn't get the goddamn minutes? And look, I would understand if on the nights where he actually got the minutes, if the production was not there. In other words, if he was hurting the team playing more, I could understand the rationale of not playing him, but that doesn't happen. Like we've repeated the numbers, I'll say it again. When he plays 30 minutes or more a night, and that's happened something like 45 or 46 times in his career, he puts up over 20 points a game, grabs over 6 rebounds a game, shoots better than 41% from deep as a 3-point shooter, shoots well above 50% from the field. He's already, you know, I will disagree with anyone who says his ball handling is bad. Even if it's not excellent, it's good. It's good enough where the team even trusts him to bring the ball up and set the offense up sometimes. He's oftentimes assigned defensively to the opposing team's best player. Yeah. The justification for not giving him minutes is what's mind-blowing to me, because it all comes down to what Steve Kerr in his mind has constructed as what a player should be doing to earn minutes. Stars need minutes to become stars. I've never seen in any instance a player become a star by initially being let off with the type of minutes that he's getting. And that's where Steve Kerr will always lose me. And that's where all of his defenders, his apologists, they'll always lose me, because when it comes down to developing a player, Kerr has a 0 out of 5-star track record in terms of developing young talent. He has yet to do it. And what's even more egregious is the fact that Brandon Podziemski apparently is a star in Steve Kerr's book, because Pods always gets the minutes. And regardless of what's going on out there. So that is what drives me crazy about this whole Steve Kerr thing. It has nothing to do with Kuminga and everything to do with the right way and the wrong way to play a young player. And it starts with giving the kid goddamn minutes. And this is never going to come to a resolution as long as Kerr treats him like this. And which is why He's probably going to get traded after January 15th. But Mark, your thoughts on my rhetoric? Like, am I making sense to you in terms of why Steve Kerr's handling of Kuminga is just flat out wrong in my book?
Yeah, no, it makes sense. It makes sense. You're definitely not crazy about it. But no, it's very bizarre. Like you said, in order to become a star, you have to get star opportunities, which equals minutes, which equals you're going to make mistakes. And we all knew it when they drafted Kuminga at 7 and Moody was 13 or whatnot. They were coming into a situation where, the Warriors always have championship aspirations. They actually won the chip. Was that their rookie season? Coming in or whatever.
Correct.
Yes, they won it as rookies. So it was already an awkward situation. You have lottery picks coming in, and I don't know if y'all can hear my kids going crazy in the background.
No, you barely can. You're good.
But you got lottery picks coming in, and obviously they're coming in and they want to play, because not only do they want to play, they deserve to play in the NBA. It just so happens that they landed on the Golden State Warriors, which is one of the best franchises in the NBA, one of the best teams in the NBA, which they were the best team in their rookie season. And like you said, this year they have championship aspirations again, and Steph Curry is still there. Draymond Green is still there. Jimmy Butler is now there. So those are clearly the stars, but you still have Jonathan Kuminga, who is right there waiting to take that next step, which, you already know me and you were big on Kuminga. I think Kuminga has star potential. I think, like you mentioned, he can guard. Usually they put him on the best offensive player on the other team. He's super athletic. He has so much room to grow, and you want to see him grow, but it's going to be hard growing when you're only playing 20 minutes a game and getting DMPs.
It's very unfortunate. And again, a few people in the chat who, again, it's going over their heads. Like Ham Zakasem writing in the chat saying hard to get minutes when he's playing awful. He was 1 for 10 shooting the last game he played, right? But that's not how he normally starts games. Side note, Austin Reeves, I think just the other night was like something like 3 of 17 from the field, but no one's sitting here saying cut him or bench him. Every player has a bad game here and there. This is bigger picture, though, about managing a lottery pick, a number 7 pick in one of the deepest drafts ever, and the right way and wrong way to handle them. Again, never mind the fact that even if a player starts bad, you got to give him the minutes to see how he finishes. Like the body of work is 30 minutes or more. I saw someone else mention Guy Santos saying, well, Guy Santos is getting the same treatment. Guy Santos was a late 2nd round pick. Yeah, if the Warriors just cut Alex Tui yesterday, their 2nd round pick from this last draft, because 2nd round picks are expendable. You can live and die with cutting a 2nd round pick occasionally. A lottery pick has a shitload of value, and measuring this and treating a lottery pick like this, it's egregious asset management. It makes no damn sense. Someone else in the chat. I'll address all you haters here, just because your arguments are so ignorant. I'm sorry, but they are. Like this guy here, deloading, saying it's year effing 5 and he can't consistently provide winning minutes. Wrong. Let me repeat the 30-minute or more stat again. When he plays 30 minutes or more, over 20 points a game, over 6 rebounds a game, shoots 41% from 3. How is that not winning basketball? Never mind the fact that typically when he's actually playing, I'm not going to forget the first 5 games of the season. The Warriors looked real. They looked legit. And it took Stephen Curry getting sick and those 2 blunders in Milwaukee and Indiana early for Kerr to hit the panic button and just wave the white flag on this front court of Draymond, Jimmy Butler, and Kuminga, which looked real, man. Like, I guess the ultimately, to simplify things tremendously, it's you play the best players. Like let's say you're playing one, and if you're curious, like, well, who's the best player? Have them all play one-on-one against each other. All right? Have just a one-on-one tournament on your team to decide who the best player is. Steph's going to win because you're never going to stop his 3-point shot. Jimmy Butler is going to be second because he's an insane all-around player with an unbelievable drive, unbelievable mid-range game, a million moves. You can't stop him. I don't know who wins between Draymond and Kuminga in a one-on-one. Maybe Kuminga even beats Draymond. But my point is, that's your top four. That's your top four. And for Steve Kerr to still be playing these games in year 5, it's insanity, man. Like who are the best players for the Kings? The top 5 players for the Kings. Let me guess: Sabonis, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan,
and Keegan
Murray, and the minutes are appropriately allocated as such, right?
And they figured out a way. Although Keegan Murray isn't a true power forward, they figured out a way. Well, they didn't figure it out because they lose him, but they put him in the starting lineup. Even though that makes him small. And it's very. We talked about Keegan and Kuminga before or whatever. Like very, very similar, but the treatment is completely different. Keegan is loved here in Sacramento, and it doesn't seem like Kuminga's getting a fair shake over there in that, like you said, being a lottery pick. I feel like if I'm the coach, I'm starting him. There's no question about it. But it's just like it's weird. I obviously there's been a lot of things said and done, on both sides. Even from Kuminga, whether it's Kuminga or his agent or whatever. The relationship is not a healthy one. It's not healthy. So things happen. People take things personally. Steve Kerr may be being petty with this. He may be trying to tarnish, the way we look at Jonathan Kuminga or whatever. So, you never know in the NBA. Like everybody, we all want it to be about basketball and just basketball, but like 90% of the time, it probably isn't.
And someone in the chat said, "Well, it's year 5 already. The years don't matter." It's the old Indiana Jones clip, man. It's not the years, it's the mileage. It ain't the years in this case, it's the minutes. I saw clowns on social media today saying Quentin Post in year 2 showed more growth than Jonathan Kuminga in year 5. Keep in mind, Quentin Post is 3 years older than Jonathan Kuminga. Quentin Post played 4 years of college. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me that Quentin Post is developing at a clip. Not to mention, he's a big. He doesn't have to do a million different things out there. He's not all he's expected to do is play defense and space the floor offensively. It's the rhetoric from the Kuminga haters is asinine. And at this point, man, the trade is clearly the best thing for everyone involved. But then again, this is the other massive critique I have with that dumbass Steve Kerr comment where he said Jonathan Kuminga is not a star. That does not help his trade value, Mark.
Yeah, because I'm thinking, I'm like, so in that, we talked about the offer that the Kings, put together throughout the summer, and it was like, we felt
what was the best
laughable.
version?
It was like,
remember?
I forget what it was, but I knew it had something to do with second round picks. And the way that it seems now, it seems like that's a good deal. It seems like you just want to get rid of them. It seems like even fans are ready for Jonathan Kuminga to go. And if you could get some second round picks, like that'd be a thing. Like the comment about Quentin Post and Kuminga or whatever. If Kuminga left to the Kings, if he got traded to the Kings for for 2 second rounds, and I don't know whoever, but with 2 second round picks, I'm sure fans would be pissed. I'm sure they would like riot. It would go. They would go nuts. Meanwhile, if you trade Quentin Post to Sacramento for second round picks, nobody will say anything.
Yeah. And chosen people, use your head here, man. This is what I keep asking you folks who just will endlessly apologize for Kerr. It's the mileage, not the years. Just because Kuminga was in the NBA, what does that mean if he's not playing? It's the minutes. Why are you folks so dense to not let that register in your head? The minutes. That's all that matters, man. If you're sitting on that bench watching NBA action, Kuminga's years in the NBA are no different than a fan watching in the stands. It's the same shit, except Kuminga gets to go in the locker room and hear Kerr espouse nonsense. That's it. That's the difference. So just try being intellectual, folks. Just try using some rhyme and reason with your commentary in terms of defending Steve Kerr's malfeasance. Now, do the Sacramento Kings? What's the best case scenario if the Warriors and the Kings made a trade, Mark? Like, what would the Kings give up? Best case scenario, like would Domantas Sabonis even be on the table?
Well, from my understanding, that anybody's available if you're not Keegan and Nique Clifford, and I think
those are the two untouchables.
Yeah, from my understanding, those are the two untouchables. Everybody else, it seems like they're going to be at least listening and taking calls for and figuring out, what can be done. Some just again those contracts like the Zach LaVine thing. Obviously, Zach is our version of Jonathan Kuminga right now. As far as like it's clear to me that him being a Sacramento King long term is not a thing, not a thing that the Kings, I believe, want, or even Zach LaVine and his team or whatever. I think they want to move. I think both sides want to move on from this experiment, but figuring out where and who, what team is going to take them. That's kind of the problem right there or whatever. So I think the Kings are definitely looking towards the future. And when it comes to, that, I think that's what makes Keegan Murray, who just, signed his extension, coming into the season, Nique Clifford being drafted, in the first round. I think that's why they're putting so much value into them and thinking about the future. DeMar DeRozan, he's another guy who, obviously he's it sounds like everybody's available. Everybody's available, and they're trying to figure out what they can do. So I think they're gonna be on the phone calls with the Warriors a lot, and a couple of other teams. But yeah, I just don't know. Like when I'm looking at best case scenario for this team, best case scenario would be to trade away some guys and start over.
Hell yeah.
That's definitely best case scenario.
Well, James Ball in the chat asked the question, Mark, like, why is Keegan Murray untouchable? And I agree. Like why is he really that good?
Well, like, when I look at Keegan and what he can be for this franchise or whatever, is he's a guy, he's from the original Beam team or whatever. So if and I know Scott Perry is big on building culture around here and building, I don't think they're looking at Keegan as a the franchise player, the player that's going to take them to the next level. But when you look at the things that Keegan does bring to the table, he's one of the best. Like, people don't know it yet, but he's one of the best defenders in the NBA. Like,
wow.
he's really. I'm confident in saying that. I think last year, I think he led the league in like field goal percentage, against them or whatever, whatnot.
Interesting.
Yeah, but he's a really, really good defender. He can shoot the ball. He's a big, versatile body. And when you think about that, and let's say next year you get the number 1 pick, and now you draft, Cam Boozer or AJ or any of those elite dudes that's coming out of this next year's draft. Now you're not looking at Keegan as your franchise player. You're looking at one of those guys. But Keegan is an amazing support system starter. Like, to build from that with Keegan on your team, he's a guy, he's not going to complain. He's available. He's a team player. He's all those different things that the Kings are trying to build when they're trying to build a team. So that's why I think he's one of, if not the most valuable player on this current roster.
Would the Kings trade Kuminga for Keegan straight up, or they say no to that?
I think they say no to that. I think they say no to that for multiple reasons. I
Wow.
think they like the way Kuminga looks, as far as like he's, you can say he's difficult. He might be difficult to work with. You don't have those problems with Keegan.
It's so sad. Like, it's so sad you say that, because
It's
I've been around him and this team enough to
and
know
it's
he's not
not that
difficult
it's
at
not
all.
that, and that's
But
that's my
that is a
point.
perception that's probably out there, Mark. Like,
That's
I'm
my
guessing
point.
quite a few
That's
people think that strictly based off how Kurt treats him, man. It's crazy.
and
It's so sad, dude. This whole thing's so sad. But anyway, sorry to interrupt you, brother. Go ahead.
and I could see when comparing the two, I could see them taking that into consideration. Like, what if he doesn't like what we do? Like, and like you said, we've been following Jonathan, and we know the type of person he is. I don't think he would be a problem here.
No.
But I do think, like with Keegan, you know exactly what you're getting with Keegan. Like, you know exactly what you're getting with, him and his family. He's somebody that wants to be in Sacramento. So I think in the past, the last, few years, they've traded away a few guys who wanted to be here. And, wanting to be in Sacramento, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. So that's what I like I said, Keegan's very valuable for multiple reasons.
That's crazy, and that's a whole other variable in this Kuminga thing, which fans might have to accept. Is his trade value might be shit. His trade value might be garbage. So all these dreams you have about trading him for a real piece, like, again, like the dream scenario to me would be a player, would be like a Trey Murphy. I would think, like, what if, like, Keegan Murray? What if you throw in Kuminga and add Moses Moody and Podziemski, but then the Warriors also ask for Keon Ellis back if you do that? Would the Kings still say no?
I don't. That's a good one.
Does Moody and Podziemski suddenly make things spicy? Is it just Moody? Do you actually think Podziemski is value?
I think they would like him here. I think they would I think they would be interested. I think that would be something they would definitely have to ponder on.
I would do that trade yesterday. I mean, look, if Sacramento's cool with it, Mike, there you go. Call Sac.
I know, because I don't. That's a tough one, because I know they want to get, if they got rid of Keegan, and I'm not saying that this is right or wrong, but I Bleav if they got rid of Keegan, I think they would ask for a pick. I think they would. I don't think they would do it straight up. Even with, I think they would want a first. I think they would be a bulldog when it comes to Keegan. I think so.
Pick swap.
I don't know. And then the other thing too is, like, does Scott Perry? How does he feel about Kuminga and Moody? I like them both.
We don't know that. Yeah.
If he doesn't, I know he wants to build his own team. And if
you have
Keegan
any idea what that vision is, like, has Scott Perry revealed to you or to the public, like, what style of team he wants, like defensive oriented, like run and gun? Do you know what the type of player is that Scott Perry loves?
Defense first. He wants a defensive team.
All right.
I think he's from Detroit. I think he really. I think he would. I mean, everybody in the NBA would love to be the Detroit Pistons, but I think just that style of basketball, like the Bad Boys Pistons, just like this team, he wants this team. He wants the Sacramento Kings, to beat one of the toughest teams in the NBA. And when he says that, that's what I think of. I think of the Bad Boy Pistons. I think of this current Piston team, or whatever. So I think just tough, rugged guys would fit what he's trying to build here in Sacramento.
By the way, I went back to the tape because I forgot to write down all of our OU picks. In case you folks missed it, a couple months back, Mark and I, and Frank Red was there for one of the shows. We did OUs on all 30 NBA teams, basically picking whether or not each team would go over or under the FanDuel win total. And we split it up in 2 shows because it was going forever. Each show was like almost 2 hours long. So I went through the first one. I haven't gotten the second one yet. You and I and Frank on this episode, we only did 1 lock. And boy, if you folks listen to us, you're making money because we put the lockdown on the Detroit Pistons, and the bookies, they placed the OU on the Pistons at 46.5 wins. Mark, you were first to pounce on that. You didn't even ask for you didn't even know what the number was. Like I didn't even read to you what the OU was, and you were like, over, guaranteed, lock it. And that's looking like some sweet cash if any of you bet money on that. You're not going to get it till April, but it's looking good. The Pistons are a damn good team.
Yeah. No, they have everything, man. They have size, they have, athleticism. They have everything. Tough guys. They got Isaiah Stewart, who ready to put hands on anybody.
And Ryan Hollins.
Yeah. Like, man, I love that team.
I do too. And supposedly they're in the running to get Anthony Davis, and it's entirely because they have all these extra assets. Like Tobias Harris is a contract that could use to make the trade work. They've got a bevy of picks. They've got young assets like Jaden Ivey, who is just expendable because of the depth they have. So if they get Anthony Davis and pair him with Jalen Duren, because Anthony Davis, like the worst coach I could see Davis playing for would be Steve Kerr, because Kerr would immediately put him at the 5, a position he hates, and you'd have a Kuminga a riff all over again. Could you imagine that if Anthony Davis was playing for Steve Kerr, and every game Anthony Davis is like, I don't like playing the 5. And every game, Steve Kerr's like, you're playing the 5. Like,
only stars get to pick where they play.
I cannot believe he said that, man. That's so crazy. All right, real quick, I just want to see if the Warriors can actually make a trade with the Kings, and I'll even throw in a pick. It won't be a pick next year. Would it have to be a 2026 first round pick? Could it be like?
I don't think so. I think it could be in the future. I think
so. If it's like 2030, like you're saying they can stomach that.
I think so. For that trade, I think so. I think so.
So we'll throw a 2030. You said pick swap's okay, right? That's how I would negotiate, by the way.
Right.
If you were in a negotiating room and you sat here and said, I demand a first round pick, I'd immediately come back at you every time saying, you got it, man. First round swap. Done. Pick. Deal. Okay. So in 2030, the swap would be, and I just keep saying that until you just begrudgingly said, fine, shut the F up. I'll give you your swap. I don't know if that'll work. All right. So Kuminga, Moody, and Podziemski to the Kings. And the Warriors would get back Keegan Murray. He's only making 11. So the extension starts next year, huh?
Next year, yeah.
Okay, so Keegan Murray and Keon Ellis. First, let's just see if the trade works, because the picks don't matter. It currently fails because Sacramento is hard capped. You guys are hard capped at the first apron?
Yeah, it's bad over here, man.
That does not help things at all.
Yeah.
All right, so we'd have to reduce the salary going to the Kings by the Warriors. So let's I don't think Podziemski would be enough. Let's see. Let's just test it out real quick. Still fails. So if we take Moody off, will we now get a green light? Now it fails for both teams. Oh, so you'd probably have to get like a third team involved. So it gets complicated. So is it going to be difficult for the Kings? Have you done exercises with trades for the Kings in terms of like what they can and can't do, and come to the realization it's not going to be easy? Or is it just the Warriors that makes it complicated?
No, it's not going to be easy. It's not an easy thing to do this season.
Like, that's my God.
Yeah, I'm obviously, I'm not one of the experts, but it's going to be really difficult for the Kings to make some moves this year and figuring out like what they want to do and how they want to do it or whatever. But anything is the NBA, anything's possible. But yeah, I haven't played around with it much because I don't want to fry my egg brain any more than there already is. But it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
God damn, that's crazy. A couple chat questions. I won't address another show allegedly taking shots at me, but for the folks who wrote that, provide specifics so I can address it proper. And I'm not going to just immediately jump to the conclusion that what you're saying is true, but give me some specifics because I certainly don't take shit. I will dish it back if that's true. Ginji Gawk saying Zach LaVine has been on fire since he got called out. Is that true?
Well, yeah, what he had 40 something the other day, and he said what 42, I believe, or whatever. And Cyro from Hoops Hype, he caught Zach. He asked Zach LaVine about scoring 40, and Zach apparently or allegedly said, "I can do that any night as long as they give me the dang ball." Or whatever. So
don't say that. That's like a wide receiver saying, like, give me the damn ball. Like, come on, man. Does that ever work?
No, but yeah, he was great though. He was definitely great. And Zach, Zach can do those type of things. Like every night, that might be a little much, but he's one of the prolific scorers in the NBA. It's no question.
No doubt about that. And this is the Kings schedule. Jesus, dude, you guys really have had a rough season so far. Because look at this. This is the schedule on the year. Just look at all. This is the wins and losses. Look at all those L's. Like you guys had I'm sorry, I'm not keeping track that much of the Kings, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you had a 9-game losing streak.
Mm-hmm.
Is that when the fans really started turning off, especially these home games right here?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God! And then you beat Denver. How the hell did you do that?
For whatever reason, they always, no matter what, they always play Denver really, really well.
Really?
No matter what.
Is this a bonus because he's matched up against Jokic and that's a good matchup?
I think he might not have played in that game, but I know even when he's out, I don't know. I don't understand. He played that game, but no, they just always play Denver well.
No, he did not play that game. Drew Eubanks started in his place and played 22 minutes. So and Precious Achiuwa got, side note, great pickup. I know the team's having a bad year, but Precious Achiuwa, that was a solid pickup off the old waiver wire. And then you beat Minnesota. That's the Warriors' next opponent. So you guys are randomly beating decent teams. Like you have a win against Miami. And then you beat the Warriors. I remember that game vividly. The Bucks and Utah. Oh, this is rough. I could see why the fans are so like heartbroken. But here's the ultimate litmus test for just how serious the fans are about giving up on their team. Are ticket prices low? Like, can I say $1,000 right now?
They've been affordable. Yeah, they've been affordable. I think
really.
I think lower level. I think I've heard. I haven't looked myself, but I heard that lower levels you could get there for like $80 somewhere around there.
Really? Okay.
And it hasn't been that for the last 3 seasons.
Listen to that, Bay Area. If you want to go check out a game that with affordable seats, it's only a 90-minute drive with traffic, probably 2.5, but still, Golden One Center is a beautiful place. Yeah. It clearly depends on the opposition, right? Like I'm guessing if you go to a Utah Jazz game, you're probably getting like courtside seats for $20. But then if they're playing like the Lakers or the Warriors, it's a whole different story, right?
I actually think the tickets were still affordable when the Lakers came. I think that might have been when I got that $80 quote when the Lakers were in town. But at the same time, it was no LeBron, no Luka. So Austin Reeves still scored 44 and a triple-double, but that's another story.
Gotcha. And apparently the shot that was taken on me is that I prioritize Kuminga stories over other narratives on the team. What other narratives are there? What do you want me to talk about? Steph being hurt? Draymond doesn't like playing without Steph. Jimmy Butler's unhappy. The Warriors are a game above 500. What am I missing here? Agree to disagree on that sentiment if that's true from my former show and network. So moving on. Hold on a second here. Oh, yeah, I was looking at the chat. Riz asks, who would you want on the Kings for JK? I just said it. It's I think the only guy that really moves the needle for me would be Keegan Murray, but you're sitting here saying that that's like one of the only untouchable pieces on the Kings. So that complicates shit. And we just tried to do a trade and it couldn't even work. So that's that sucks. Yeah. What's up? Sorry. Mark, you were asked by Bull Cubs in the chat. Are you related to Chris Haynes?
That is my yes, that is my older, not as handsome brother. Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you in the chat for people just giving me an update. Yeah, that's not worth addressing in terms of the other show. Boris Schusterman saying that Quentin Post is ranked number 5 in the NBA in defensive rating. It's actually 3rd. Which, and again, defensive rating is stat I don't take a lot of credence with, largely because it's just a very flawed calculation. I've seen a lot of players who are not typically good defensive players be ranked very high on that. With that said, it's still awesome that Quentin Post is 3rd in the NBA. Mark, I don't know how much you're following the Warriors, but again, Quentin Post was our most recent player of the game. He was 5 of 10 shooting from deep. He does seem to be growing. There does seem to be some growth that we're witnessing right before our eyes when it comes to Quentin Post. Have you had a chance to watch Warriors games and see the Quentin Post show?
Not in the last couple of weeks, but I have gotten to see Quentin Post do his thing, and like I like him, man. Like a big guy who can shoot. He's, like you say, he's growing. Every time I see him, he looks better and better. I think that's kind of what they are hoping Maxime right now, our second round center, is going to be able to do some of those things. And he's been playing his butt off lately. He's in the starting lineup with Sabonis being out and things. He got had a double the other day. He's at 25 one night, so he's doing some things. But no, Quentin Post is a beast. I like him. Rooting for the kid.
The Warriors also added this kid, Malvi Leon, as a two-way player. Very under the radar news item. This was a day ago where Alex Toohey, the team's second round pick out of Australia, a player that former Warrior center Andrew Bogut reportedly recommended. He's been dealing with some knee ailment that's apparently going to keep him out for the year. I don't know if that means he's going to have to get surgery, but the team just cut him. And they replaced him with this guy, Malvi Leon, who comes from OKC. His experience, I don't think he has NBA experience. I think all of his experience is in the G League, but he's putting up some sweet-ass numbers. He shoots above 40% as a three-point shooter, also grabbing 7 rebounds a game. And if you know Steve Kerr, you know he loves playing these two-way guys. So that's an encouraging sign if this kid can get minutes to help the team out with size. Now, one concern that I have personally, and this plays off the next chat from Kurt Porter, who says, I keep seeing Miles Turner's name linked with the Warriors in trade talks. And this is almost exclusively because of, what's his name? Jake Fisher, who formerly of Yahoo Sports. He's now writes under
The Stein line.
Yeah, Mark Stein's, exactly. Thank you. Yeah, there's the Stein line, and he wrote a report that the Warriors, who had might be. It was very, the way it was worded. It wasn't like it was some sort of insider thing. It was just like the team had been interested in Miles Turner. Maybe that's a possibility. I wouldn't hate it, Mark. I don't know what your thoughts are on that, but the reason why I'm not looking necessarily at centers in these trade talks is because A, are they going to even play, right? Because we know how Steve Kerr feels about bigs. B, do you want to start cutting into Quentin Post minutes already? Like, because that's what a trade for a guy like Miles Turner would symbolize. And I also think Miles Turner, don't quote me on this, I think this is true though, is the Miles Turner trade interest came during the Bob Myers era. So I don't know if Mike Dunleavy Jr. also has positive sentiments about Miles Turner and would want him. I don't know what his availability would be. I could try out the trade machine. Well, why not? Let's do that real quick. But your thoughts on that? Because again, I think the Quentin Post emergence throws a wrinkle into any idea for trading for a guy like Miles Turner. Maybe I'm totally wrong with that. I don't know. But do you have any thoughts on that, Mark?
Well, I think if you could get Miles Turner, I think you do it. I don't think you hold off because of Quentin Post. But like Quentin Post, like you said, he is growing. He is, being a contributor that you can rely on. But yeah, I still think you go after Miles if possible.
Speaking of Miles Turner, let's just see. I'm just curious if a trade with the Bucks would be an easy thing to do. So we're talking Miles Turner, who's going to make. Hold on, let's turn restrictions off. So this would be a trade that would happen around January 15th. It might be just straightforward. Let me see if we can just do straight up Miles Turner for Jonathan Kuminga. Can I get rid of this ad? I can. Trade currently fails because hold on. So the Bucks can do it, but because okay, I see. Because you can't go, the Warriors can't bring back more money, so they would have to send someone else out. All right, so let's say pods. Let's just add Brandon Podziemski to the mix and see if a Kuminga and Podziemski for Miles Turner trade would work. Trade successful. I don't hate it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're already mad at JK, yeah, I wouldn't hate it either.
I'm so ready to move on. I'm this whole thing is exhausting. I think every Warriors fan is just so over it. Mark, you're an outsider. Like, is it exhausting to you hearing it, or is every new JK news story, like, does that still captivate you? Is it still interesting to you?
It's a broken record. You know, you just hear it over and over, and it's kind of like you want to see it in. You know, you want to see it come to an end. Whether it's, Kuminga is a full-time starter and we're moving forward building with him, or we're getting rid of him. Yeah. It's been a while. It's been a long time coming. I think we all know what's going to happen. It's just how it's going to happen.
Good point. I have something else here that I wanted to highlight. Hamza Kim's asking, would you trade Draymond, Kuminga, Podziemski, Moody, and 4 first rounders for Giannis? The only part of that makes me hesitate a little bit is the 4 first rounder part. That's a lot, but yes. I mean, I'd see if I can be creative, and I beg Milwaukee, like, can you maybe make 2 of those first rounder swaps? Maybe, so we're just not just giving away
you those swaps.
Swaps, yeah, because at least you keep a pick. You still get a pick with a swap, even though it's the worst pick. You still get. So yeah, I mean, Mark, like, what are your thoughts on this whole Giannis story? Because I know Shams did a piece today, a little bit, a small piece on ESPN today, talking about the latest on it. Giannis himself is supposedly addressing his teammates with Milwaukee, saying, "Don't listen to the noise," even though he's creating all the noise. That's a laugh. But look, yes. I mean, Giannis is worth something like that. Yes. And if you're curious, like, would you be willing to give up Draymond? Of course. For Giannis? Of course. I mean, look, if you make this trade, this is why I would have no hesitations to make this trade. Will Richard is awesome. Have you had a chance to see this kid, Mark?
Yeah. He's nice. He's nice.
Very nice. And Quentin Post is emerging. So you still have some young pieces you can build on. I still like Trace Jackson Davis personally, but dude, you're getting Giannis. Yeah, I mean, hell yeah. Sign me up for that all day, every day. To me, Mark, I don't know if you agree with this. To me, the Giannis, all this speculation and what the reality of this is going to be, I think largely depends on where Giannis himself wants to go, right? I mean, we heard New York, but New York doesn't have a lot of draft capital. So New York would have to gut their roster in order to make that trade a reality. And then it becomes a question for the Knicks. Is it worth it? Same goes, but Giannis, it seems like he wants to go to New York City. That's the impression. Who knows? But he's also said he would love to play with Stephen Curry. I think if there's any hope of the Warriors getting him, it's Giannis himself saying he wants to go to the Warriors. Like, that's the best hope.
Right. Yeah, no, and I think New York is definitely a team that he would go to. But I really think, and I could be completely wrong, but just when I'm looking at it or whatnot, I think it would be New York or somewhere warm. if you're a warm place, I think Giannis would be interesting.
Well, San Antonio to me makes the most logical sense, just because of what San Antonio can give back. And
Right.
if you're Giannis and your goal is more championships, dude, I mean that team would be scary good. I feel like you surround Giannis with scrubs and they're going to be a playoff team. Like you put Giannis next to Wemby. Oh my
Yeah.
God. And you hold on to key assets like Dylan Harper and Stephon Castle, and God damn, that's dangerous. I'm fascinated to see what happens with this Giannis thing. What's your prediction, Any?
I think I'm still working on it. I'm still working on a thought, but like I'm always, every time I hear rumors, I'm always like it's gonna happen. So I think he's gone. I'll say that. I think he's gone. But where, when, that's the question.
That is a good question. Someone in the chat is saying that Zion Williamson is going to be a Warrior by the deadline. Yeah, fat chance. I don't know. I can't picture that. I mean, who knows? But do you see that as being even a slightly realistic possibility?
No. I just found it funny that you said fat chance or whatever when we're talking about Zion. It was like, felt like that was a little jab at Zion right there.
Oh, because of the fat thing. I see. I missed that. I apologize. Well, he's not fat this year. That's why it took me a second to.
Nah, yeah, he looks good other than being hurt still. But
yeah, and exactly, he's skinny, fat. He still gets hurt. Like there's no durability there. It's
but I don't see him in the Bay. I don't think he. Yeah, that's not happening.
What's your dream scenario for the Kings, man? Like the Bleav in Kings audience, more specifically the Closer Sports audience. That's your YouTube channel, and folks, Golden Dazers, please subscribe to the Closers. Is that is that all you have to type to find it? Just the Closers?
Yeah, and we crossed that 500 threshold the other day. So
congratulations. Yeah. So what's left for you to monetize? Is it now the viewing hours? Are you dealing with that shit?
Yeah, well that's at, I think that's at 1,000 or whatever. So
what do you need to start actually getting some YouTube advertising money?
The 1,000. Yeah, so we're about halfway there.
Okay, good. So so now you just got to make content.
Yeah, that's it.
The goal.
Yeah.
All right. So the more of these we do, then the better for your channel. Okay, good.
Yes,
so support Mark Haynes, the Closer Sports. That's on YouTube. What is your dream scenario? Because the Kings, there's a very strong possibility they're blowing that whole thing up. And in your view, like let's say Mark Haynes, you are the GM of the Sacramento Kings. What is the move, man? Like who's out there that you're dreaming about that is plausible?
Man, that's a good one. I'm really, if I can get off of these contracts, if I could get,
which ones?
If I could get off Zach LaVine, if I could get off Domantas Sabonis, if I can do DeMar DeRozan a favor and, maybe even, maybe see if he's interested in going back to Toronto to, being as at the end of his career or whatever. I don't know how many more years he plans on playing, but I would try to do that. I would like to send Russ off the right way or figure out if we're going to bring him back or whatever, whatnot. But I want that number one pick. That's all I want if I'm the Sacramento Kings. And if I could figure out another way to get another, a second pick in the first round or whatever, with trading Zach LaVine or Sabonis, if I could get another first round pick, I consider that a successful season for what we have right now. I don't think the Kings are going to win a ton of games, regardless of what moves are being made. But I'm fully focused on the future. I'm fully focused on how can we capitalize on the draft that's coming up next year. Because it's so many dudes in that draft that I like, that would be great fits for what Sacramento is trying to build. So that would be my focus, and that would be a dream scenario. Get the number one pick.
What is your prediction for what's going to happen with the Warriors?
I think the Warriors are going to be. Because it's the Western Conference, man. I think they're for sure going to be a play-in team. But I think anytime you have Steph, anytime you have Jimmy, Draymond, you're always dangerous. You're always you can get hot and beat anybody. So I think they turn into that playing team that you just do not want to face. They'll be like the boogeyman.
Mark, who do you think Tara in the chat is addressing this comment to? Saying, "You stuck with this mess, boo." Warriors or Kings?
I think we both. It's so fitting to both of us. But I think I would say Sacramento more. Sacramento, they're like y'all have options. Y'all have options.
Yeah,
but
that's true. That's true.
It's not much Sacramento could do.
That's true. Yeah. Well, I feel like you guys do have a lot to do, but you just have to make big moves. Like somebody out there would want Zach LaVine. Someone out there would certainly want DeMar DeRozan. Whole bunch of teams would want Keegan Murray. A whole bunch of teams would want Domantas Sabonis. I don't know about Dennis Schroeder. I don't know about Russell Westbrook, but those four guys I just named, there is demand out there. Even Keon Ellis, I'm guessing you could probably move him from somebody, but you got to move him. You got to actually just pull that damn trigger and make the move. And like your team, this is just my thought on it, is you guys are so stuck on the status quo, like just struggling to let it go. Maybe your GM is waiting for the right trade and to try to win trades. What I'm sitting here saying is when you're a team like the Sacramento Kings, you just got to do shit. You just like, oh, great. You can't get an all worldly offer for Domantas Sabonis. Fine, trade him then for whatever the hell you can get back. You got to do something. Like you got to start like a team. And again, this is just me, but a franchise like the Kings, you're going to excite the fan base more playing youngsters, even if they're all just second round picks and undrafted rookies. Like they're going to get more pumped about that than watching Zach LaVine drop 45 in a game you lose by 20. Like that's just my take. And I'm sure your GM is trying to get the best deal possible. I just hope for the Kings fans' sake that when's the trade deadline? Like February 15th, whenever it is. Like I just hope that the trade deadline does not pass and the Kings just say, "Well, we tried."
They have to do something.
Like that would be a worst case scenario, man. You got to blow that shit up.
Absolutely. You know what I do, man? Like I've been jokingly saying it, but if I was the GM, I would really do it or whatever. Like when they brought in Russell Westbrook, that was a success. You know, he's the starting point guard now, whatever. He's playing, just as good as he did last year, maybe even a little better. But I'm turning this thing into a show. I'm giving the fans something to see. And by doing that, I'm gonna go out. I got Russell Westbrook. I brought Precious Achiuwa in there. I'm going to get Ben Simmons next. Let's bring more names over here. Ben Simmons, that's who I'm going grabbing him. If I'm the GM.
I would love to see some Bol too. He's out there.
Yeah. Get Ben Simmons, get Bol. Bring them all. Bring them all.
Zach LaVine to me is one of the most unwatchable basketball players. Like he's going to get his buckets, man. But I could see why that. What was the fan's name? The one who got kicked out that night?
Delvin Carter.
Delvin Carter. Like I feel for you, Delvin Carter. I really do, man. Like I love that he did that. Just pointing right at Zach LaVine, like defense playing son of a bitch, stealing $40-something million from our team. Like I would be. I have the utmost regard and sympathy for that man because I feel his pain. Would you be open to meeting the great Chardal, our closer for Golden Daze? He really wants to meet you, Mark. Are you down for that?
What, right now?
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I got it. We can do it real quick.
All right. I just sent him the link, so he's going to join us in a second. While we wait for him, and if he doesn't come, that's fine. Then we just won't do it. But really quickly before we go, I want to explore on Tuesday, December 9th, the NBA had 2 games. And yeah, let's play some music while we're at it. For a very brief scoreboard show. The way the NBA Cup works, it's interesting because this is the official NBA Cup quarterfinals. I think that's what this round is. Yeah. And every team who's not in the NBA Cup, they're going to play their game Thursday and Friday, right? That's their version of the quarterfinal. then all the teams who play in the semifinal, they're going to have an 83-game NBA season, which is kind of funky, but that's how it works, right? I think 4 teams in the NBA get an extra game, and then the whoever plays in the final, that doesn't count towards stats, that doesn't count toward anything, which is really bizarre in and of itself.
Yeah.
Especially if you lose. I mean, if you win, you at least get a banner, you get the trophy, you get that
Right.
the $500,000 or whatever the players are getting. If you lose, I mean, you can still get some money, but from a team perspective, it's like this game that counts for nothing that you lost.
Yeah.
Like, where's the excitement in that? So we had 2 NBA Cup games tonight, and there's going to be more NBA Cup action tomorrow. Tonight was all about the Eastern Conference. The Orlando Magic improved to 15-10. They had a game at home where they beat the Miami Heat, who dropped to 14-11. So the Magic are now in the semifinals of the NBA Cup, where they're going to take on the New York Knicks, who in the second game tonight defeated the Toronto Raptors 117-101. The Knicks improved to 17-7 on the year. The Raptors dropped to 15-11. Any thoughts on those 2 games?
Let's say that one more time. Raptors and
The Knicks beat the Raptors, and then the Magic beat the Heat. So we're gonna have a semifinal in the East of Orlando and New York. Where's Detroit? How did Detroit not get here, by the way?
They're in, ain't they?
No, I mean they're tomorrow. I think they're and then tomorrow it's going to be Suns, Thunder, and Spurs, Lakers.
Oh, so yeah, I guess, yeah.
I don't know how Detroit didn't make it, but they didn't.
Right. Hey, shout out to New York and Toronto.
Yeah,
but no, I think New York. This is a chip that New York can get. This might be their one shot at winning a championship in the next 10 years. It just ain't the NBA Finals. That's it. But I say that jokingly because I thought last year they had a real good shot at winning it all. But OKC and then the Pacers just came out of nowhere, and it was a huge upset for me. But I just like the Cup games in general. I didn't know that about the championship game. Not, the stats don't count at all.
It's weird. It's bizarre, but that's It's and you have 4 teams. You get an 83 game season, which is kind of weird too. And
it's but hey, more basketball. I'm with it.
I love Hotline Bling is a good song saying, Mark, watching no damn Raptors Knicks game. Hell.
Hey man, I have to plead the fifth.
I just love the way you wrote that. It's like I can just hear the voice. Mark, watching no damn Raptors Knicks game. Shit.
That's how it played in my head too. It played in my head just how you wrote it.
All right, Mark, you're gonna meet one of the biggest Golden Dazers. He closes most of our shows. Is he eccentric? Yes. He's a flavor. He's an acquired taste. But he's our acquired taste. Shardal, you said you wanted to meet Mark Haynes. Here's your opportunity. Shardal, how are you doing, buddy?
Hey, Mark. I'm a big fan of your content on the Bleav and Kings Network, man. You bring a lot of spice to your YouTube channel, bro. I love everything about you, man. I mean, I'll keep following you as much, even though I'm not a Kings fan. I still like all your content, man. You have some good content on your channel, man, and keep it up. Keep up the good work, man.
That's some praise, Mark. He's not
You're gonna
go far, my man. Just keep up to make content, be consistent, and you'll go far, my man. I know it.
Man, thank you very much, man.
I try and give all the love to all the content creators out there, man. I try my best. I try.
I appreciate every bit of it.
I don't even know you, man, but now if I check your channel out, I think I'll get to know you much more better looking at all the content you make.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
most definitely. And I have to bring you on, and you could come talk with me personally or whatever. But I really appreciate it, man. I appreciate the love. If my skin was lighter, I'll be pink right now. I'm blushing. So I appreciate the love, brother.
Shardal, your channel, SGA Sports Talk, recently got 500 subs. Are you at 505 right now? Where are you at?
So I was at 505. I went to 500. I'm down to 499. I lost subscribers.
Oh no. Okay, so folks, first and foremost, please help Shardal out. His channel, he just went below 500. That is not cool at all. So help the man out, support him. But I was going to ask you, Shardal, hopefully you'll go back up above 500. Do you have any pieces of advice for Mark? Because Mark's channel just went over 500.
So I'm really glad that your channel hit 500 because I'm also in the same boat as you are with my channel because I just hit 500 as well. I just dropped one subscriber because some idiots unsubscribed from my channel because I guess people don't like my content. So
no, I can't.
People are going and unsubscribing from my channel. Like what? Mark, you think that's fucked up that people are unsubscribing from my channel?
Yeah, man.
You fucked up for them to do that shit?
It takes a lot. It takes a lot to go unsubscribe somewhere. That's haters.
No, do you think it's fucked up when people unsubscribe from somebody's channel? Do you think it's like a pansy bullshit move to go on somebody's YouTube channel?
Hey, Shardal, I'm gonna speak up for you. You know what the message is for those a-holes who unsubscribe from you? One message for them. One simple message for them.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Mark, I don't know who those haters are who unsubscribe from my channel, but I don't want to know who those haters are, man. Please do not bring. I do not want to know who those haters. The names of those.
Hey.
Sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt it. It's look, they are haters, Shardal. You're absolutely right.
And don't let them stop you, man. Don't let them kill your vibe.
I always come on whenever I go on YouTube and I come on a stranger's YouTube channel. People always say, "Are you trolling me or something like that?" Like I get very offended. Like, are you trolling my channel or what? Like, I go on strangers' YouTube channels, random people's channels. I never even seen them before, and they say, "Are you trolling?" Like, get off my channel! Stop your trolling on my channel, bro. Get the fuck off my channel, bro. Don't be coming to my channel. Don't be coming on my channel saying shit. You know, like you don't even know. Like if it's a freaking Commanders YouTube channel, I don't want to become. I'm a Niner fan, man. I don't want to go on the Commanders YouTube channel or a Raptors YouTube channel I don't want to be coming on there, man. What if I say something on the? What if I say some shit on somebody else's YouTube channel? I get banned for life.
Shardal, Mitchell Ness in our chat is asking you to stay positive. Sound good?
I'm trying. Hey, Mark, I'm trying to stay on my YouTube channel. I'm trying to stay as positive as I can. But when I have all these fucking trolls coming up in my channel and saying all this shit, I can't be composed, man. I gotta let it out. You know, I gotta let it out.
Shardal, you're here to meet Mark. Do you have any questions for Mark before we wrap up?
Mark, so I would love to come on your channel. You know, you come with Sai on every Tuesday, but Sai, I'm a big fan of your channel, bro. I'm a big fan of you, Mark, your content as well.
Thank you.
Love everything about that, man. Sai, I always love joining you on Golden Daze. I'm a big Golden Dazer. Viewers, make sure to subscribe to Golden Daze in reference to the 1993 Matthew McConaughey movie Dazed and Confused, and also subscribe to the SGA Sports Talk channel. I'm at 499 subscribers. I need a, I'm losing subscribers, so please go over there, follow me, like my channel, stay updated with all the content that I have on the channel that I provide on the channel, bro. But I love both of you. But hey, Sile, I'll definitely join you for the post game show against Minnesota on Friday.
Good.
I'll definitely join you then.
Sounds good. Hopefully by then you'll be up above 500 subscribers again. I didn't realize our show is 2 subs away from 5,000. I'm eternally grateful. I thank you to everyone for the support. Support Shardal's channel, SGA Sports Talk. Support Mark's channel, The Closer Sports, and Mark's channel is tagged in our YouTube description. So just go there, just click on it.
Viewers, also subscribe to The Closer Sports, Mark's YouTube channel. Also go there and and subscribe to his channel, man, because he has some wonderful content on there. A lot of Kings content, a lot of basketball content, a lot of stuff like that. Go over there and subscribe to his channel. But yeah, besides, I'm so excited for that Warriors and Timberwolves game on Friday. Hopefully Steph Curry's back.
Yeah.
Ready to enact some revenge, because
he's been missed.
Steph Curry's gonna drop. Let me give you my score prediction for the Warriors and Timberwolves game on Friday. I'm going Warriors 150, Timberwolves 100, and I'm going with Steph Curry dropping 60. Going 10 of 15 from the field, 8 of 10 from 3, 10 rebounds, and 12 assists and 60 points. So he's getting a triple-double against Minnesota.
60. Wow. Okay.
60
all right.
for Steph Curry.
That's a hell of a prediction, Shardall. Hell of a prediction. I hope you're right.
That's why I drop my hot takes. That's why people really love when I come on people's YouTube channels. People really love to hear what my hot takes, what I have to say. I have some really good hot takes, man.
Yes, you do.
You do not want to miss out on my hot takes. I'll definitely see you on Friday for the Golden State Warriors and Minnesota Timberwolves post-game show on Golden Day. See you later. Have a good night, Sai. Have a good night, Mark.
Thank you very much. You do the same. Pleasure to meet you.
I love that. He doesn't swear that much normally, Mark. That was a little
he was amped up. He was amped up.
Bold prediction there. And congrats, Mark, on going over 500 subs. I want to real quick before we bail, want to remind people you have until this Friday to get items purchased from the Golden Daze merch store delivered in time for Christmas. So please try to get those orders in before the end of day December 11th, which is actually Thursday. So and if you use the promo code DAZE, that is the Daze in Golden Days. That's how you spell it.
Days in reference to the Matthew McConaughey movie Dazed and Confused.
There you go. That's how you spell it. Courtesy of Shardall. Thank you. He's here with us even when he's not. And there's a QR code as well. Someone in the chat was asking, how do the hoodies fit? Standard. Like this is. I didn't buy this from the store, but this is similar to what it would be like. Like I'm 5'10", about $170, and I wear XL for my hoodies. I like them just a little loose and a little baggy. So they're standard fit. So and Mark, anything you want to promote before we go as we wrap it up here?
No, we good. I think we covered it. Make sure you follow all of our pages and the Closer Sports, Bleav in Kings, Golden Daze, as I know y'all already doing. But nah, man, I think I'm good for the night. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Hopefully we get to do this a lot more, Si.
Well, it looks like next week it's on. Both of our teams are off.
Yeah.
2 weeks from now, the Kings play, the Warriors do not. More specifically, this is Tuesday, December 23rd. Oh boy, the Detroit Pistons are in town. That's going to be an interesting one. But then Tuesday, December. Oh shit! The Kings play Tuesday, December 30th. Well, we'll figure it out. I think in January there's a bunch of open Tuesdays. We'll figure it out, man. And our teams play each other in January too. So
right, that'll help.
That we definitely should do is a post game show together.
Yeah, for sure.
Anything we missed? Is there any topics we did not cover? Are we good?
I think we're good, man.
All the bases.
I think we can wrap this.
What would you put before we go? What would you put as the percentage odds of Giannis Antetokounmpo coming to the Warriors? Like 5% chance, 20% chance?
I like to give people hope. So I'm gonna say 30%. That's where I'm going.
The problem with that hope, Mark, it's just like your Sacramento Kings this year, right? And the fans are all devastated because they had hope. Yeah. And then when the hope just goes poof, now you're let down, right? Yeah, you're officially putting people on an emotional roller coaster doing that. That's why when if that was answering my own question here, Giannis to the Warriors, I'm going to say 1%. So that way, no hope. I always have fun with you, brother. Anything else? Are we good? Are we done?
We good.
Say out to the family for me, man, and hope you're all doing well. Happy holidays, everybody. Subscribe to one more time to the Closer Sports. Follow Mark Haynes on all social media platforms. His handle is super easy. Add markhaynesnba. I think that's it. We're done, right?
And we good. Till next time.
Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.